Where am I shooting?
So there's a random ass hose just sitting here, and we're just gonna make it rain instead of doing CG rain. Thank God, I hate CG rain. Let's do this.
Found a hose.
Sam today is director of photography, Sam, and today it is director Niko, because this is a piece that I ended up writing while Sam was doing a bunch of other stuff. The illustrious Jake Watson is back to reprise his role as Demon, this time with Demon buddies Wren and Carmichael.
Woo! Camera's rolling. 3, 2, 1, action. Or just maybe you should be all like,
Try imagining, start off looking up higher, and then like tilt down, and I'd go super slow. I'd go like at least half the speed you just went there. It should just be like inching forward. It's like no. All right, so dealing with kind of a tricky shot here. Actually, they're all tricky shots. Here's a general idea. I was thinking about cool effects to do one night, and cloth simulations kind of came to mind. I was trying to think of something cool you could do with cloth simulations. And I realized that you could have this thing where like somebody's running in a video and you just pause it and you cut out that 2D layer and make that a cloth. And since it was playing with perspective and things that were 3D were becoming flat and vice versa, I realized it's a good candidate for kind of following up with Brush with Death.
all right, hold on. I'm not gonna see your face. I'm not gonna see.
This hurts so bad. I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore.
Hold his hand.
Oh my God!
I don't need your whole head.
I know, but
like
that's
that.
what we said about Wren.
All right, you're right.
And we saw his face.
What is your name?
My name is Wren.
What is your favorite color?
Not green. I hate green.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Unladen swallow? In a dive? Soaring? Catching a thermal?
Huh? I don't know that.
42. So what we wanted to do for this video was mess around with perspective, and in the original Brush with Death video, and even before that, the graphic violence. So start off with the graphic violence, which is like a perspective 2D thing, put images on a wall, have them interact. It's cool. Take that to the next level, make it perspective shift. That's Brush with Death. And now it's like, what can we do differently that still plays around with perspective? And so it's like, all right, let's have a person projected onto a paper and then fall. So they, in one moment, they're a person moving around 3D. They're obviously not paper. And then the next moment, they are paper and they fall down flat. The challenge is to make a cloth simulation that works with the scene.
Great.
All right, so to do this effect, we're using this program called 3ds Max. It's just a modifier. It's not some fancy simulation plugin. It's just like, it takes a bunch of polygons and takes the vertices and just makes them as if they're cloth. So we're gonna do a quick little super simple tutorial walkthrough on how to do a cloth simulation. So if I go to the front view here and draw a spline, go to shapes, then draw a line. I'm just gonna draw the simplest person ever. Just like, hey, look at me. I have a very swollen arm and triangular head, kind of like Hey Arnold with a big, really long arm over here. And then, yeah. Close line, yes. And I'm gonna just move him up so he's above this line here. Because I'm gonna draw a box there for the ground plane. Yeah. I'm going to modify it by adding Garment Maker. All that does is just adds polygons, specifically triangles, to your thing. And you can change the density of the triangles. And I like to go for about this density. And then I like to relax it just because I think I might get better results, but I might not, who knows. So once you do that, you have essentially a cloth and you're ready to simulate it. But first, you gotta go to convert to editable poly, and now you can play around with it. So let's go to cloth and add our cloth modifier. Sweet, so we've added it. So obviously for the video, I would actually pull up a background image from the video and outline the person. Look at the lens. I know, but I like looking at you. Your face is so pretty, Carmichael. It's like, hey, hey. Okay, where did I leave off? We actually have to add things for the cloth to interact with, like the ground. So I'm just gonna go back to our little shape primitives thing here and draw a box. Just little box. Sweet. Go to object properties, and we're gonna add our box here. Hit add. I'm gonna hit OK because whatever reason it like glitches out if you add it and try to do other things. So add it, hit OK, and then go back and add other things. So now I'm gonna go back to object properties here, turn it into a cloth and you can choose whatever preset you want. Let's go with just cotton, typical cotton, sweet. And let's go to our box here, and it's important that you make it a collision object. Hit OK, sweet. And now the basis for our simulation has begun. So if I actually hit simulate, it's just gonna fall down. Cool, that's a cloth for you. It falls down and doesn't do much. So for a video like ours where we want to actually have them do things, you have to add things into the simulation, which makes it more complicated because you don't ever get what you want. You have to affect, wind, gravity. You're not supposed to affect gravity, but sometimes you have to like change how much gravity is in the shot. All these things contribute to a simulation that does whatever it wants to do, and you don't know what it's gonna do until you actually see it. I wish there was a button that was called Fix It. You press that button and go home. It doesn't work like real physics does. It tries to, but it doesn't. If you think about it, reality is like the highest quality simulation possible, and this is just trying to get to that. If you wanted to simulate the highest quality, it'll take forever, whereas in reality, it does it instantly. So obviously, I didn't really go over too much in that tiny little tutorial I went over, but if you're a Patreon subscriber and you are subscribed for the online tutorials, as we've been doing for the last several videos, I'm gonna take you from beginning to end on how to do this exact shot. Actually do the camera mapped onto a character and have it fall and rendering it out and actually getting like a nice shadow pass for it and getting it to look really nice. So subscribe to Patreon and I'll make a nice tutorial for you.
It's tearing me apart.
And then at one time, I hit simulate, and then the whole thing just starts freaking out, just like crunching in on itself, then pieces getting stretched out to oblivion. And I literally just sat there and was like, why? I have what?